Welcome to ACC Student News.
The news students can use. I'm Richard.
And I'm Janae. Here are this week's stories. 24-year-old football player was found dead after an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound after fleeing from police during a traffic stop. Marshawn Nohlan crashed his car after fleeing from the police and left the scene on foot. Police searched the area with drones and dogs and were unable to locate. According to Frisco, Texas police, approximately 3 hours later, he was found with a gunshot wound. During the search, a dispatcher told officers that calls were coming in about Nohlan, sending a goodbye group message. Nohlan was the Cowboys' second-round pick out of the Western Michigan in 2024.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announced that they would be cutting flights by 10% at 40 major U.S. airports. This is said to affect up to 3,000 or 4,000 flights daily. It was stated that the cause of this cut is the result of fatigue plaguing the air traffic controllers who have been working without pay since the start of the government shutdown, which has left over 4 million federal workers without pay and some without jobs.
Two men from Massachusetts were arrested in connection to the weekend explosion at Harvard Medical School. Two men, Logan Patterson and Dominic Cardoza, are the primary suspects facing charges of conspiracy. Witnesses claim the men were visiting Wentworth College. Surveillance footage captured the two walking around the medical school. It is speculated the men got in from the roof and lit a Roman candle outside the building, placing a cherry bomb inside of a locker.
The city of Aurora, Illinois took steps to enforce where ICE can conduct operations in the city. The ordinance proposed at a city council meeting on November 4th enabled a ban on ICE using city-owned and controlled property as staging areas for any other immigration-related activity. The proposal failed to pass but will be presented again at the next city council meeting. This is one of several Illinois cities proposing ordinances on ICE operations since their deployment in the region.
Tesla shareholders have approved the largest pay package in corporate history for Elon Musk. Over 75% of shareholders voted in agreement to give Elon Musk a $1 trillion pay package, split up over the next 10 years if the company reaches certain milestones. These milestones include selling at least 1 million humanoid robots and having the company reach $8.5 trillion in market value. That is all the news we have for now.
Stay tuned for more news after the break.
Welcome back to ACC Student News.
Here are the rest of the stories. The New York City mayor has elected their first Muslim mayor. Mamdani swept the vote by a landslide. The new mayor promised a more affordable city such as housing costs and even talked about making public transportation free. The Democratic Party has taken over the last 4 elections, and President Trump is upset, even threatening to cut funds from a New York City after Mamdani's win. The new mayor-elect did not take the hit from Trump, stating that New York City will remain a city of immigrants and now led by an immigrant.
Mexican president has decided to press charges against a man who was groping her when she was walking in Mexico City. Claudia Sheinbaum posted on X saying that she would review legislation so that this crime is punishable in all 32 Mexican states. The viral video shows her speaking with locals when a man approaches her from behind and puts his hands on her body before leaning toward her face. Sheinbaum referred to the man as being totally drunk.
A former teacher who was shot by a 6-year-old student just won a $10 million lawsuit against her ex-administrator. Abby Zwerner was shot by a 6-year-old while in her classroom. Zwerner's lawsuit said that the former assistant principal, Ebony Parker, failed to act in the hours before the shooting after several school staff members told her that student had a phone in his backpack. Parker was the only defendant in this lawsuit after a judge dismissed the district superintendent and the school principal. Parker did not testify. The lawsuit initially asked for $40 million. The student's mother was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison for felony child neglect and federal weapons charges.
Indiana is delaying the distribution of November federal food assistance by 1 week because the state needs more time to calculate the reduced amounts. All EBT transfers are expected to be reloaded at once around November 12th. Normally, benefits are released through a staggered system between the 5th and 23rd day of each of the month based on the first letter of the recipient's last name. 2 federal judges ordered Trump to use a SNAP emergency fund to make sure the food assistance continues. However, the fund only has enough money to cover about half of the $8 billion monthly cost of SNAP. 8% of Indiana's population is on SNAP, which delivers a $12 million in monthly assistance.
9 people are still missing in the massive wreckage from the UPS cargo plane that crashed in Louisville. The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating when a McDonnell Douglas MD-11 crashed during takeoff. The left engine completely detached before the plane crashed into a series of buildings south of the airport in Louisville. The plane was carrying 38,000 gallons of fuel. The crash killed 12 people, with 9 still missing. According to Kentucky officials, 3 crew members were among the dead and a young child. Louisville mayor cautions that more bodies may be discovered in the coming days as authorities sift through the massive debris field left behind.
OpenAI is facing 7 lawsuits claiming ChatGPT drove people to suicide and harmful decisions, even when they had no prior mental health issues. 4 of the 7 victims died by suicide. The lawsuit, filed on behalf of 6 adults and 1 teenage boy, alleged wrongful death, assisted suicide, involuntary manslaughter, and negligence. According to prosecutors, OpenAI knew that GPT-40 was dangerously and psychologically manipulative.
That's all we have for this week. I'm Richard.
And I'm Janae. Make sure to check out the rest of our videos on YouTube and follow on Instagram
at ACCTV Hammond.